Sie begeben sich jetzt in den Animus.
When have you first heard of Assassin's Creed? Of the games?
The games? Well, I heard about it before Michael approached me. Because, I think the imagery is so distinct, but I hadn't played the game. So it was really only after kind of he introduced me to the screenplay. And then I had some time with Ubisoft where a game had kind of took me through for 2 days, the different games and the stages and so forth.
So you've never played the games yourself?
I hadn't when Michael approached me, yeah.
Okay.
I have played the game now, yeah.
Okay, how do you like them?
Yeah, they're pretty immersive and rich. My experience with games was like, Double Dragon when I was 14, and I think that the gaming experience has been so elevated, over the last sort of 10 years. So I was pretty amazed and impressed by just how far games have come. And Assassin's Creed, I think is so rich just because of the level of detail in which these real times and kind of period cities are recreated. They're pretty extraordinary.
Willkommen bei der spanischen Inquisition.
What was the biggest challenge to make a movie out of the games?
Well, I think how do you take these complex ideas, in the game, the kind of war between Templars and Assassins and their two ideologies, how you can communicate to an audience the notion of the animus and genetic memory and then kind of creating a really cool origin story, of Callum who sort of discovers and becomes an assassin. So I think all of that, and then how do you make it different from the game? How do you I guess try to create a very real world and especially with some of these action sequences, make them feel kind of in camera and grounded as opposed to green screen and VFX heavy.
Would you say that the movie's only for fans of the game or for everyone who just?
No, I think it's for everyone. I think that the concepts of the game are universal and deeply original and interesting. So, I think everyone sort of loves the idea of genetic memory and discovering kind of who they are and what their blood might contain. So, I think there's that's what attracted me to it. I just thought, as a film, it was incredibly rich. I think it's exciting to kind of, I think people are going to be surprised that it offers, more than just an appropriation of the game.
Die Geschichte der Welt ist eine Geschichte voller Gewalt.
I feel that there was a certain effect on the imagery, which made the viewer feel like he's really in the game. Was this on purpose?
Well, definitely a point of view that we wanted to create where, when the assassins jumped, you felt like you were jumping with them and, and definitely kind of feeling and experiencing what the present day character Callum was experiencing through the memories of Aguilar.
Are there any other movies which were created from games which you like?
Well, I haven't seen them. I haven't seen them. Not deliberately. They just haven't come across my path in life. So, so I guess we were sort of starting from a very uninfluenced kind of point. We're definitely trying to sort of create something that felt very new and unique just to this.
Do you have a certain favour for science fiction movies?
Not particularly. I'm a huge fan of 2001: Space Odyssey and Brazil and Blade Runner and and Alien. There's a series of sort of sci-fi films that definitely were very memorable to me when I was growing up. I guess I've been more attracted to more straight drama films in the past, but I think it's why I was so excited about doing this. It was something that I, was out of my comfort zone.
Would you do a sci-fi movie again?
Well, I'd like to do this again. I'd love to have the opportunity to to further these characters and to kind of get another opportunity to go back into these periods and create another animus, and so hopefully we do get that opportunity because it was pretty special sort of making it.
How realistic is that there will be a sequel?
It all depend on, I think, people going to see the film and how they respond. So, you know, we're hoping that the gaming community of Assassin's Creed are excited by it, and that people that know nothing about Assassin's Creed get seduced by the world and the characters.
Was ich da drin sah, hat sich echt angefühlt.
Das war es.
What is, according to you, the best selling point of your version of Assassin's Creed?
Well, I think it's a fantastic origin story. I think, you know, the way in which this present day character Callum discovers that he's an assassin, and he comes back from, you know, that he comes from this sort of you know, generations of a tribe of assassins, I think is you know, really interesting, and it's a roller coaster of a film. I think that the action sequences feel, you know, quite different and distinct. And I think it's the concept of genetic memory. I think is something that you know, is original to just this film.
Is there any weapon that you think that would be very dangerous in the real world?
I think those blades would be pretty dangerous. I think those blades combined with stealth, I think is pretty kind of lethal. I mean, that's what I loved about the you know, the assassins, is that, you know, their skills in carrying out an assassination is not from 300 meters away. It's in close contact, and I thought that was, you know, a very interesting way to be as an assassin.
Do you believe that in the real life there are legions such as the assassins or other group of people like the Templars?
Well, yeah. I mean, I think the ideologies that they believe in are so strong and interesting, and I think, you know, that the world's made up. I mean, I think the film focuses on what it is to be part of a tribe, you know, and I think that we're all looking for tribes, whether that be in sport or, you know, football teams that we sort of support, or you know, friendship, you know, tribes of friends. I think that you know, that we're very, very attracted to be part of groups and to defend those groups. So, you know, I think there's I think the attitude of the assassins is something familiar to people. Yeah.
Which groups do you belong to?
Well, my football team is an Australian rules football team called Port Adelaide, and they're a tribe that I've been part of for the last kind of 20-25 years. And then I guess my second tribe is my film crew. You know, I've made 3 films with the same group of people, and you know, you become very, very close, and you sort of have a sort of second-hand language, and I can sort of, you know, understand why they probably feel as though they're part of a very particular tribe, like I feel like I belong to them.
All right, thank you very much.
Cheers, thank you.